Let me say a pleasant good morning to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I normally don't do lives or do videos, but I had to come to do this short video this morning because of what I read in the newspaper with regards to the Attorney General of Trinidad and Tobago, 𝗪𝗪𝘁𝘀𝗽𝗪 daughter. As many of you may know, that we here at WZYE 95.9 FM, a radio station in New Jersey, where I'm the president and CEO, we have been fighting for exile and stranded citizens for several months now. Several of these exile and stranded citizens have been homeless. Some of them have been selling plastic bottles. Some of them have been eating out of garbage cans. Many of them have received exemptions to return to Trinidad and Tobago, and there are many who still have not received exemptions. However, I read in today's Guardian that the Attorney General's daughter, Jeanine Alexa Alwari, received an exemption and returned to Trinidad on a private jet on June the 5th, 2021. And I have said many times, yes, I am a supporter of the People's National Movement, the current government of Trinidad and Tobago. But when I read what happened with regards to the Attorney General's daughter and the privilege that they are getting because their parents are in power, it's just unbelievable. How long is the current government of Trinidad and Tobago going to continue its wicked and evil ways with respect to exile and stranded citizens? How long is the government going to continue its wicked and evil ways with respect to exile and stranded citizens when, because your father is the Attorney General, you can get an exemption quickly without a problem in order to return to Trinidad and Tobago? How long is this going to continue? I mean, we could go back to December 2020, right? When the Prime Minister's daughter was able to come home on the end of the iguana tail, right? We can go back to the situation with the deceased Minister of Energy, Franklin Khan family, which they had a legitimate reason. They were able to return home because their father passed away. But what about all those other exiled and stranded citizens whose family had passed away and they couldn't get to come back to Trinidad? What about all those citizens who are still sitting outside of Trinidad and Tobago and can't come back to Trinidad and Tobago? What about that? When is this going to stop? When is this wicked and evil government with respect to exile and stranded citizens going to say, no longer are we going to lock out our citizens outside of Trinidad and Tobago? When is that going to happen? When? Right? The Prime Minister a few days ago, gave us an olive branch. And I call the Prime Minister a genius. He's a genius. He gives you something on one hand and he take it away on the other hand. Right? He gave people hope. Right? It was hope. So many of them were hopeful a few days ago. And what he simply did was remove the full and put less, hopeless. When is this government of Trinidad and Tobago going to start to look after its most disadvantaged people in Trinidad and Tobago? When? Look at it. We see 30,000 CPEP workers on the breadline. On the breadline. The most vulnerable and the poorest people in the country on the breadline. Right? You have exiled and stranded citizens fighting just to get back home to their family. And you know what they told us? They told us that they are following the science. The reason why they locked out exile and stranded citizens because of the science. Well, where's the science now? Exile and stranded citizens are not bringing back COVID-19 into Trinidad and Tobago, and they are still locked out. right? Other people coming into Trinidad and Tobago because of borders, right? They're coming into Trinidad left, right, and center, right? And yet, exiled and stranded citizens are still being discriminated against by this government of Trinidad and Tobago. Faris Al-Wari's daughter can come in as she please, come in on a private jet, right? But exiled and stranded citizens, they can't come in on a private jet. I'm hoping that this government, this wicked and evil government, with respect to exiled and stranded citizens, they are wicked and evil with respect to exiled and stranded citizens. Okay? I hope that one day this government will wake up and see that no longer can we continue to keep the borders closed and hope and thinking that it's because of the science. It's not a science. It's not a science, right? The government of Trinidad and Tobago have failed the exiled and stranded citizens miserably for over 16 months now and continue to fail them. And this incident here with Faris Al-Wari's 19-year-old daughter getting an exemption to come back into Trinidad shows you that the government really and truly don't care about citizens who are living outside of Trinidad and Tobago. I hope the government of Trinidad and Tobago can wake up and change their wicked and evil ways with respect to exiled and stranded citizens.